Hey everyone, welcome to Soulfish. I am super duper glad you're here. If the messages resonate, please subscribe, leave a comment, join our community. Help us to affect a positive change here on the planet. It's about raising the collective conscious. And so today I come to you with the question of why are you carrying this? We're at a time of the beginning of a new cycle. In that time, you have to commit, make decisions. What's been coming up for a lot of people is this feeling of guilt over letting something or someone go. And so these strong feelings are brought up in us because in this next cycle, in my seeing of 2 years, either you can resolve this issue right now and resolve the guilt you're feeling right now, or you're going to be working through that issue over the next 2 years. This is where the universe works with you, even when you're not understanding it or seeing a bigger picture. Because in your spiritual evolution, you have to be in harmony with bigger, grander cycles. And so the universe acts to be wind under your wings. The universe acts to create an environment so that change occurs within you. And once change occurs within you, and because you're special, and because your soul, your spirit, what makes you more than human, is your ability to manifest in this dimension from another. And that is our special legacy, that our inheritance, that we are supposed to learn, find, discover, figure out, study, ultimately learn to wield. This is our perpetual evolution in ascension. And so this guilt you're feeling, these emotions, these strong, deep-rooted emotions that if you were to let go would change everything in front of you. And by holding on to, covers over like a blanket. And very hard to see the truth, very hard to see what's real in that place. You know, you're thinking, I was invested, but I wasn't satisfied. And I couldn't put my finger on it then, but now I can. The relationship had run its course. That sometimes happens. Sometimes two people start on the same path, but then those paths have to shift. And it feels sad, like somehow there was a failure. But sometimes it's not failure, it's growth. And if expressed properly, sometimes growing apart is proper growth. And this could be a spouse, this could be, a parent, a brother, a sister. This could be somebody who is your best friend for 30 years and things have changed. Of course, no relationship is disposable, like without thought, without feeling, without there being a reason that would make sense. The problem, as I have experienced it in working with others, is this, we're compelled in some way and taught in others in different forms and fashions that it's not okay to say, hey, wait a minute, this is toxic and not in my best, not my best space, not my best environment for me to become, to blossom, to do what I need to do, right? we're taught, if you guys remember in school, oh, it doesn't matter if you like them or not, you have to work with them. Okay. But then the problem is, that's supposed to be an occurrence, not a way of life. And unfortunately, too many of us wake up every day and go into a job in a fishbowl of people that are not your people. Hard for you, right, to blossom, hard for you to grow when you're not in the right soil. So back to these feelings you have, these feelings of guilt, of what happens when change. We're talking about big change here. And so for people, that's a whole nother category of issues. But this guilt comes from one of three things. It's either something that you own, so yours. It's something that someone else did to you, you responded, and you're sad about where it went. So all guilt is really a deep form of grieving, right? Of loss, of trying to figure out the hole that's left. The third thing is circumstance. So you have what's yours, what's theirs, and circumstance. Circumstance is you're walking on the sidewalk and someone you don't know hits you with their car. Veers off and hits you. That's circumstance. So you're an actor in a play there, and you will have repercussions as being part of that event for yourself that you'll have to work through yourself. But what if, in that case, the lesson really wasn't for you, even though you get to carry some of the weight of it, but the lesson was really for the person driving the car. And because of you and how you may handle things, teaches the person who was driving the car. And so that's circumstance, right? You didn't plan for it, you didn't deserve it, it was just, you were walking under the bird right when the bird needed to do its thing. So, these feelings, when you're thinking about these deep-rooted issues that are coming up for you right now, and you're saying to yourself, why am I carrying this? What is the point? How is this helping me to move forward? I want you to think about the questions we're asking. You're not saying anymore, look what happened to me. You're not saying anymore, this wasn't my fault and I'm stuck in a situation. And there is no option for me. When you take all options off the table, of course you have no options. So that's not the right response either. The right response, what you're looking to accomplish, is look at the issue, look at where that pain really is, and as hurtful as you think it might be. Once you start staring deeply into it, and you remove what was circumstance, just take that off. You're still looking at this issue. It's still triggering these deep negative emotions in you, right? So then you take off what's theirs. So that comes off. And now all of a sudden, this 100-pound weight you're staring at is now just 10 pounds because that's all that's yours. And when you look at it from that perspective, it changes everything. Because it's not on you what someone else did. It's not on you what circumstance brought to you. What is on you in all three instances, in what's yours, theirs, and circumstance, is how you respond. And so if you're not balanced, if you're too much in the mind, then these events become stories. The stories create deeper emotions, which ingrain this vibe in you, this -1. Out of all the pluses you have, this -1, which is deep, and it attracts more stuff for you. So, right now is the time today is the day. Start now. And what if you just said another story? Don't change the old story. Create a new story. So my suggestion is, when you say that sentence or two to yourself regarding this one issue, and you've gotten rid of the circumstance, and you've gotten rid of the theirs, and you're just staring into what's yours, ask yourself the opposite questions. What if I felt love? What if I felt wanted? What if this was an engaging relationship? This was an engaging job? This was an engaging whatever. In other words, what if you could visualize yourself in the proper place with the right soil? And what could you grow then? What would grow inside you then? And right now you have a choice. It's really yours to shift everything. Much love.